Active FM. Radio has never been better.
What is up?
Hey, how you doing?
This is the movie show.
On your favorite ORSPS, and I'm sure you guys are loving your holiday.
Right, definitely.
What
I
have
think. Wait, isn't this the second?
What have you been up to in holidays? Because I mean, like, you know,
Nothing.
we like
Done
knocked off.
absolutely nothing.
I have to ask you guys something. Do you recognize the shirt from anywhere? Anywhere? Just anywhere.
Didn't you wear that
Have
in
you
a show in November? I think it was the 1st of November.
So
right?
she's got a good memory.
I do have a good.
That's great. That's great.
So last week we did a show on horror.
That's right.
It was a very interesting show.
Mm.
And so we decided we'd look at drama this week.
Mm.
And I actually found a statement which is very, very true.
It's funny how in the last week we've been having this moody weather, hey?
Yeah.
Like, just look at us again, you know? Sorry, continue.
So genre, you all know what film genre is, right? How do we explain genre? Genre is the type of move, the mood of the film. That's a good. So it's the mood of the film, and genre is actually dependent on audience, which I was like, flip, that's so true, because like the type of the genre you choose will attract a certain type of people. So like romance films. You either like a romance film or you don't like a romance film. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, there's no in between. Like, either you watch it because it's romance or you won't watch it because it's like, we don't like horrors. So for us, if it's a horror film, we generally aren't going to go for it. So your genre often will determine the audience. So that's why it's also like, for all filmmakers out there, be careful of what genre you go for, because the people you're trying to attract, does your genre coincide with that? Yeah. So this week we're looking at drama. I personally do like drama. I am a drama fan, shockingly enough.
I think I enjoy dramas.
But now the genre of drama is very broad. So at first I used to think like a drama was a sad movie. Like that was my kind of like initial, but it's not necessarily. So drama, there is conflict within the film, and there can often be either death or tragedy, but it's not necessarily determined by that. And later on we'll actually go through a list of, there's sub-genres within the drama genre, and there's actually quite a few that fall under drama. So yeah.
Does dramas always end with happy endings or
it can
completeness?
It can. Yes, it can. It doesn't necessarily have a set. So like, for example, Marley and Me, like that's a good drama example, but like that one, I didn't watch Marley and Me. Like that movie came out with
Never
the whole
heard of it in
stigma
my life.
with Owen Wilson and Jennifer Aniston, where they had the dog and then the dog dies, and I was just like, yeah, no, I'm not watching it. Fine. No, don't need that type of stress in my life, you know. But yeah, so drama strikes at the heart of what it means to be human. That's actually what a drama is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So like true life events.
True life events or very realistic events.
Tragedy that strikes
Yeah.
a unpredicted or sudden tragedy, right?
Yeah. Something that happens to the character that affects
That's
them,
why you won't have
that brings conflict.
aliens in drama.
Yeah, generally that's sci-fi. So the drama genre in film and television, these are serious stories that hinge on events that regularly happen in everyday life. And then these film and TV series portray realistic conflicts that happen to characters with either themselves, others, or forces of nature. And they usually focus on character and how these people arc over time. So in a drama, your characters will generally change. So the person
Is that what a character arc is?
Yeah. Which in fact, all stories have a character arc. Your character goes from point A to point B. That's a character arc. But within the drama genre, that is so weird. Drama. Do you get what I'm combining the two words? Drama genre.
The DG.
So there's a very big character arc that will happen because the character has to go through a conflict that it has to happen in order for it to be drama. So drama is regularly mashed up with other genres though, because most movies and TV rely on character-driven stories to keep the audience involved.
So you could have a sci-fi drama.
You could,
where the aliens come and take the father away, And now they must cope without the father.
And the aliens took the father because the alien lost its father. And now it's in... No, I'm joking.
And then they decide to go into outer space and go fetch their father.
And then all the fathers on Earth die. No?
Please
Too
make
far?
sure I'm the father that's...
That's not on Earth.
I don't want to be
Okay,
the
there we
father
go.
that's... Yeah.
So dramas frequently follow characters you'd see either as your friend, your neighbor, your family, dealing with the struggles of everyday life. And they usually take place in a home, office setting, or with a group of characters forced to interact day to day. Some of the topics of drama movies and TV are current events, which that's like choose to like The Crown. I thoroughly am enjoying The Crown drama series, but it's a drama series because it's on actual events, or racial prejudice, or religious intolerance, or drugs. So I don't know if you remember A Beautiful Boy with Timothée Chalamet. That was a drama. That was the whole thing was on a drug addict. Politics, alcoholism, class warfare, sexual inequality or assault, mental illness, and corrupt institutions. So that's generally what you'll deal with within a drama film. Life. Yeah. The main character in a dramatic film or television show will basically show us that it shows us humans at their best and then humans at their worst. So that generally you'll see the main character, you'll see them at their worst. So for example, the king. Timothée Chalamet's character really starts off like horrible. He's supposed to be the heir of the throne. And he's out there drinking and having sex and, like not even living in the palace. But then by the end of the film, he honestly became one of the great kings of the United Kingdom. And then these kinds of films can be biopics, which are biographies based on real people, or fictitious stories. They usually include a strong moral stance or view of the world around them, and the characters in these films are always dealing with what life has to offer. So dramas are very realistic, as opposed to like an action film or like a hero. What are the films like? Sci-fi, obviously not realistic.
Crime drama.
Yeah, that's one of the subgenres. Would be crime genre, and then obstacles. So in every movie you watch, that the character has to overcome an obstacle, because otherwise there's no story. If there's no obstacle, there's no story, because what else are you watching like the actors do? In fact, Quentin Tarantino often will just have hangout scenes, and most people don't like the hangout scenes. So we watch movies to watch characters overcome obstacles. But with other genres like action and comedies, the actors need to perform physical feats. Dramas are all about words and subtle actions. So people here are focused on fixing themselves and those around them, while subgenres like courtroom dramas have a certain case that they have to crack. Most of these movies are about making personal choices that make the characters see the world in a new light. Drama is all about conflict and how people deal with the world constantly in their way. So that's the conflict of a drama. And then setting, any setting works inside a drama. So you could have a period piece. You could have period pieces, any part of history. You can take any part of history and then set it, or something set in in modern day times, or on an ocean, or in space. There we go. Actually, like Gravity, that was drama. That was set in space, but it wasn't aliens. It was very realistic, if you understand what I'm saying. Yeah. And then it says the sky's the limit when it comes to setting of a drama. If there's conflict to be found, then a drama will be there. So if there's conflict, then it's basically, it can be a drama.
What was the movie that we did with Matt Damon on Mars? Was it called Mars or something
The Martian.
like that? Martian.
That was definitely a drama. Yeah. And then genre mashup potential. So drama is the most versatile genre because it can apply to almost anything. Because like if there's a conflict, I mean, that's very broad. If you say that like drama involves conflicts, like most films, do you understand what I'm saying? That doesn't mean all films are drama, but since humans and our problems can exist anywhere, drama will follow. And because of all of this, many TV series and films have actually, they fall into the drama category, and these are the subgenres, mentionable subgenres. Number 1, a biopic. So a biopic is a biography. So any true life event will be a drama, naturally, just because it's based on someone's actual life. Then you have a dramedy. Guess what a drama?
Is that like a drama and comedy together?
So it's the natural meddling of comedy and drama to tell a character-driven story. That's dramedy. Then war, so any war film falls under the category of drama. So like
Right.
Saving Private Ryan, 1917.
Yes.
Yeah. Any courtroom film, so if it's dealing with a case, whatever, courtroom, if it involves a court, then it's a drama. Family, so any family like centered film where it's like centered on a family, because generally within a family film there'll be like a crisis, or there'll be like fighting in the family, or so that's drama. Or a melodrama, so melodrama follows a character as they deal with high emotion scenarios. Also, you get a genre called contained. So contained is when it occurs in one room or location where either people live or work, but that's called a contained film, where it's literally happening in one spot. You get political. If it's political, it falls under drama. If it's race relations, it falls under drama. You have romantic dramas. So like Pride and Prejudice would definitely be like a romantic drama. So it's not like a rom-com. It's more like she loved him, but it was the wrong time. Yeah. And then religious, so that can fall under drama. Sports even, that makes sense, like a sports drama. Showbiz, what's the drama inherent within Hollywood? And then social problems.
Wasn't there a movie we watched on a tennis player? What does it ring a bell?
Oh yes, with Paul Bettany.
That's it.
What was that movie? Wimbledon.
What
Wasn't
was
it
that
called
all
Wimbledon?
What was that all about?
That was a drama. It was based... Wasn't it based on a true life story?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would fall under
cool.
drama. And then drama examples in film. So a straightforward drama rarely exists anymore. Studios are putting less and less money and time into movie for adults, which I actually agree with. Those stories have moved to television. So now they'll rather just make a series about it. But recently we've seen an influx of streamers trying to engage with this sort of entertainment. And then the classic era of drama, so when they were making like proper drama films, was actually the 1970s. American cinema saw a boom in these kind of stories, and one of the most memorable being a mashup between courtroom and family drama, Kramer versus Kramer,
Right.
which I think had Meryl Streep in it. I actually personally
Is
haven't
it?
watched it. Yeah.
Oh.
And then this story is actually about a couple falling apart and a father trying to raise his son, and it contains depths of human spirit and preconceived notions of mother and father. And then they also say other famous dramas is Citizen Kane and 12 Angry Men.
12 Angry Men.
Yeah.
What?
Drama.
Wow.
So then top hyped drama films. So these are films that maybe they didn't do well, but they were very hyped when they came out. Le Miserable. You know that film with Hugh Jackman? It was a musical. But the whole thing, it's based on the whole French Revolution. So it's definitely a drama.
Oh, okay.
Then there's Schindler's List, which obviously was
Are we starting at the worst to the top?
No,
to the
this is
best,
just
or is
like
this just
really hyped drama films over the
okay,
year.
Cool.
So Schindler's List, Great Gatsby was definitely a drama, and I would even say Elvis was a drama.
Yeah.
And then Pearl Harbor. I loved Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor was such a good film, but that was a drama.
Michael Bay.
Yeah. The Social Network, which I've actually been wanting to watch, that's with it's based on how Facebook started. Andrew Garfield's in it.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that.
And then Titanic, there's a drama. Dunkirk 2017, and I loved Dunkirk. I really enjoyed
War
Dunkirk.
film.
Yeah. Hidden Figures, I enjoyed Hidden Figures. That was also a drama.
Loved that.
And then do you know that The Dark Knight is also a drama? That was the second Batman film.
Especially the way that Christopher Nolan brought it across.
Yeah. So I personally can say I thoroughly enjoy the drama genre. I enjoy dramas. I don't know why. I think it's because maybe it's realistic, and you're watching how people are like overcoming real life situations and like almost triumphing through it, if that makes sense. So as nice as like a Marvel movie is, you know, it's completely unrealistic.
But even in a Marvel movie, you kind of get attached to a story about a character overcoming something.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, there's the big bad guy that they have to, like Thanos, that they have to chop his head off. But within there, you see there's...
But I think the reason that doesn't classify as a drama is because drama, there has to be realism to it. It has to be realistic.
I suppose you've got to look at what's... where the weight mostly is in the story.
Yeah.
So with the whole Marvel thing, it's Thanos.
Yeah. And Marvel's also very action like. So like the Avengers have to physically fight their way, whereas with a drama, it's generally not a physical fight that has to take place. There obviously can be, so like in sports films, because there are like a lot of sports drama.
That's true, because if you think about an action is more about a scenario that plays out, a robber that has to be stopped. There's nothing about no character overcoming nothing. Or
like
any
their moral value does it. Just they need to be able to punch well, type of thing.
Cop, bad guy. We need to take him out, or else he's gonna blow up the city.
Yeah, and that's the obstacle that has to be overcome is blowing up the city.
Yeah.
But now, like for example, if you look at the king, he had to fight. He had to. Basically, his character had to go from being someone who's selfish and who's actually been hurt, because he was hurt by his father, to becoming a great king who basically like fix situations that his father got the country into. So like the whole war with France was actually very unnecessary. But the way he was able to try to come out of that and fix the whole situation, like that's drama.
And then his whole kingdom won together when his character was like.
Yes.
So it was like victory.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
The reason I think I like drama is because, like, out of Christopher Nolan's films, my favorite.
He's mostly drama, am I right? I can't think of any film.
Tenet, though, was Tenet drama? The Prestige, definitely. That was definitely drama. In fact, Christopher Nolan does actually tend to make dramas.
I'm trying to think of Tenet.
Tenet was a weird film.
No, Tenet was action.
Tenet, and also mind bender in a way.
Bad guy.
Yeah.
Take him out.
Dunkirk was definitely a drama. And The Dark Knight, The Prestige was also a drama.
You see, The Dark Knight could have been action figure, but it's not. It's about Bruce Wayne.
Yes. And I think you're an action person.
I love action.
I'm a drama person, and if you can bring action into the drama, I'm like, cool, let's do it.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things you can do.
I think a drama is very, very centered on character.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes it a drama.
That character arc.
Yes.
That you were talking about.
Whereas action is focused on the action. So like your character, obviously there's always a main character. I mean, you can't have a film without
hero.
Yeah. And the antagonist plays a very big role. Whereas in a drama, you might not necessarily even have an antagonist. It's just about the main character facing conflicting situations with family members even, and having to overcome that type of thing. There's not necessarily... It's almost like with a drama, they have to overcome within themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And it can take many different forms.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what the drama genre is all about.
Never thought about it that way before, actually. Eh?
I realized when I was younger, I used to just think a drama was a sad movie. Look, dramas can be heavy.
Okay.
As in a drama never ends well. That's what I used to think, which isn't the case.
I have to go back to thriller. What is a thriller?
A thriller for me is very close to a horror, but it's not the aim is not to leave you unsettled.
Now I'm thinking, what is the difference between what consists of a thriller? What's the difference between a thriller and a drama? Because
drama doesn't keep you on the edge of your seat.
Isn't thriller? There's also a lot of court cases and stuff like that involved in the scenario, in the scenes,
There can be, but it has to, you can have a court case film that is not thriller. It's just drama. The whole thing's drama from beginning to end.
So is thriller like blood slashing?
No, not necessarily. Thriller for me is very similar to horror. So it's the same ride. You're giving your audience a ride where they're do you understand what I'm saying? Their heart's beating, like Ambulance. Ambulance was definitely thriller, where your heart is beating fast, etc., etc. But then at the same time, you're not unsettled.
But in action's kind of like that as well.
You see, that's the thing is the genre. Have you noticed whenever we do a movie now, they never give it one genre. It's always action thriller or drama romance or have you noticed you never watch a thriller. When was the last time you just watched a romance? Do you understand what I'm saying? There's always two genres involved. You know what? I feel like we should do thriller next. And then see, okay, what is the difference? And that's the thing is like, so if you look at The King was drama, but at the same time, like The King, I remember like freaking out in The King because I was like, oh my goodness, he's gonna die. Was it thriller though?
There was a film about Jennifer Lopez and her husband that was abusive.
Yes, I remember that film.
You know what I'm
She
talking
had to
about?
get away.
Is that more like a thriller?
That's thriller, yeah.
So in other words, somebody's life is at risk.
Yeah, I think so.
Where drama is just about a character and he needs to basically make a realization that what he actually wanted is not what he needs. He actually needs this, and then he changes, and then his life is much better now for whatever.
I think the main thing with the drama is there has to be conflict.
Yeah.
If you understand what I'm saying. Like there has to be some form of...
Thriller is a genre of fiction having numerous, often overlapping subgenres.
You see... And the thriller, do you see how it said it's more fiction? Whereas drama, it can be fictitious, but it is often based on real life events. However, I'm not saying now that you can't have a drama fiction. You can, obviously. But I think also dramas are always based on real life events. Because like the scriptwriter wrote something that they'd experienced or gone through.
You see, it says here, giving viewers heightened feelings of suspense, excitement, surprise, anticipation, and anxiety.
I think that's what a thriller does.
But isn't an action like that too? Heightened feelings of suspense, excitement, surprise,
but not as
and
much
anticipation.
as a thriller. Think about like watching a thriller like Ambulance.
I guess that's just like...
Or A Quiet Place. And then watching like a Marvel film.
Yeah.
Or like Transformers. Transformers was like action, but it doesn't give you the same as like a thriller.
Yeah. But there's a lot of risk in Transformers though.
There is a lot of risk. But isn't there a lot of risk in every film? Because why would you continue watching if the risk was low?
Movies in the action genre are fast-paced, including a lot of action like fight scenes, chase scenes, and slow-motion shots. They can feature superheroes. In a thriller, there's no superhero, right?
Yeah, not really.
It's just getaway. Okay, cool. Martial arts and exciting stunts. The high-octane films are more about execution of the plot rather than the plot itself. There you go.
That makes sense, actually. That is action. Yeah.
There it is.
Execution of the plot rather than the plot. That's why some action films are just like, the story sucked. The action sequence were brilliant, but the story was terrible.
Like Ambulance, right? Ambulance,
no. That film was a heart attack from start to finish.
No, I liked...
That one, Ambulance was a good film.
I loved Ambulance.
Yeah, no, Ambulance was... It was very nerve-wracking,
It
but
had a happy ending.
Yeah. Well, as happy as an ending could be, I
I felt good afterwards. I went to bed, I was like,
You see, that's the difference between thriller and horror, for example. Or even action. Horror, I don't think you're supposed to feel good after horror.
Action thriller.
There we go. Ambulance is an action
thriller.
Yeah.
2 hours, 16 minutes.
Of action.
Look at that. Already watched. I watched it.
There we go. So that was The Autonomy of Drama.
So we said thriller, eh?
Yes.
Thriller next week.
Yeah. Well, no. Oh, wait. We still have to do our movies coming out in 2023.
That's
but
true.
we can do that the following week.
That's true. That's true.
So
now,
soon.
So now you guys know exactly what's coming up next.
But this has been The Movie Show.
On your favorite ORSPS. I never get tired of saying that.
You really don't. Don't forget. Now I'm reminding you. To have a good Christmas. If just in case you are going to forget to have one. So don't forget to have a good Christmas. So Merry Christmas from The Movie Show. And we'll be back.